yes, sometimes teachers are a little emo. Actually, not a little emo. Very emo. Alrighty. My bestie Jimmy is probably gonna be like, why did you talk about MCR before 21 Pilots? Well, because MCR is my favorite band, for one. Two, there's this big thing going on with MCR since the first concert, and I feel the need to talk about it and explain my side of things and kind of what I think about it, because I never gatekeep fan bases, because gatekeeping is absolutely just not appropriate and not okay. Fans can, have various amounts of knowledge about a thing, whether it comes to video games, musicians, movies, anything like that. If you like the thing, you are a fan, no matter how much you do or don't know about it. But these people, stinky people, are fake fans. Fake fans. Because, I'll get to the controversy in a second. And 3, I haven't done an events video in a very long time, and it is well overdue, since I've not only been to 1 concert, but I have been to 3 concerts since the Youngblood concert. And then I've also done community theater. I should have done a video on when I went to see Hamilton in Portland, because that was really cool too. But I don't really have any pictures of Hamilton, because it is highly discouraged to tape anything in theater. Right. I'm gonna get started talking about the My Chemical Romance concert. So last Friday, I went to go see my absolute favorite band in the world, My Chemical Romance, in Seattle. It was their first concert of the Long Live the Black Parade tour. They played they did Welcome to the Black Parade, obviously. They did the Black Parade album front to back, and then they played the secret track, the quote-unquote secret. It's a very open secret if you're a moderate fan of MCR. The hidden track, Blood. They played that, and then they had a little kind of intermission sort of thing going on with a cello solo, and then they did kind of their more notable songs, and also they also did a couple of not very known songs as well, like Bury Me in Black. That was impressive. I mean, my brain was so excited and so tired at the same time that I didn't recognize it at first. Like, for the majority of the song, I was like, wait, what song is this? It was Bury Me in Black. Yeah. So, they did that. And there was a lot of theatrics, of course. Oh, that is essential at an MCR concert. Like, I don't know how whoever is paying for their very expensive tickets doesn't know that. Like, if I was a casual fan of an artist, I don't think I would spend hundreds of dollars on a ticket. You know? I would only do that if it was like My Chemical Romance, or if Kurt Cobain somehow rose up from the dead and Nirvana came back. You know? Yeah, Nirvana is also one of my favorite bands of all time. My Chemical Romance is right here. Nirvana is like here, you know, or they're like here. That's where they are for me. So it worth it. Like my seats were Jimmy and I got, Jimmy is one of my best friends who I go to concerts with usually. We got our seats for like $235 each, and they were decent seats too. They weren't floor. God, I couldn't afford floor. Those are like $1,000 a piece, at least when I looked. But we were in like so if anyone knows what T-Mobile Park looks like, we were in the first level. Not floor, but we were on the first level. Definitely worth every single penny. They, like, it was as if the band was like, oh, you paid, like, almost $300 for your seat? We're gonna give you that. And more. Like, that's probably one of the only concerts I'm like, yeah, the tickets are ridiculous, but it is so worth it. It is so worth it. And so many people were involved. So, like, beautiful. Mwah. Chef's kiss. I mean, obviously, there's a whole Ticketmaster problem that I am not going to get into because that is not what this video is about. But I'm just saying, like, the performance they put on was just unlike any other. So we get in, and we, like, when we pass security, we get these little infamous signs. And I say infamous because I'll tell you later. But we got these yay and nay signs. I know mine's a little wrinkled because Jimmy and I were in a hurry to get out, and so he just, like, folded everything and put it in his backpack. So that's why mine's crinkled. I'm really sad that it's, like, creased and crinkled. I don't like it, because it's very rare. Well, it will be rare. It's a valuable, it's a collectible kind of thing that you can only get at the concert. You're like, oh, I got these interesting signs, okay. Wonder what that's for. And, we knew it was going to be for something significant because it has the little language that was created for this tour. So the opening band was the Violent Femmes. Their music was interesting. At first, Jimmy was like, oh, this is stuff my parents would listen to, because his parents are boomers. However, when we looked into the lyrics, we were like, oh, they would not listen to this! So, the Violent Femmes, if you don't know, they're kind of a Primus-esque band, I would say. If you don't know Primus, and you know South Park, you'll know that Les Claypool is the creator of the theme song for South Park. And so, he's also the lead singer of Primus. Well, fun fact. Their set list was alright. I would say I wouldn't listen to them very often by choice, but if they came on, I wouldn't mind. I'd be like, oh, cool, you know? But, yeah, definitely more for some of my other friends. And then after the Violent Femmes ended their set list, it took a fat minute for MCR to come out. They weren't late, I don't think. And if they were late, I don't care. As long as they showed up. Dude, I will defend this band until the very end. I probably shouldn't, but it is really hard for me to criticize them. And it's usually not very hard for me to criticize people, including myself. So, they had like this opening thing. I took some videos and pictures, so I'm gonna put them up and show you kind of what I'm talking about. So they did this whole, I guess, their own national anthem. They also had certain rules posted that were super random. Like, some of them were serious and others were like, don't throw hair, and we're like, what? What is that supposed to mean? When MCR came out, and now that I think about it, I may just not include audio, because you can hear me screaming so much, and that's like the majority of the audio. I cringe listening to it. I can't listen to it without cringing. I mean, I was having a great time. But like anyone watching the footage I took will have a hard time watching it. At least I think so. I don't know. But yeah, they came out, they started to play the end, and then went right through. I think it was right before The Sharpest Lives. He had this assistant. Gerard had an assistant that gave him a little note and did an unforgivable sin, more unforgivable than the unforgivable sins. He slapped Gerard Way. I'm so glad I got that. Oh.
He's in trouble.
Well, I mean, we broke quite a few of the rules that were listed. Yeah.
Collectively.
Yeah. Oh. For context, there were like these rules or whatever that were just really random. Oh. What?
So I wonder who
Oh. We love you, Gerard. That happened. There wasn't much to report about. Well, I mean, it's an MCR performance. There is going to be a lot, but the Black Parade, or Welcome to the Black Parade. The only like really notable, like kind of funny thing was Gerard forgot where the mic was when he was like up at the podium. But we were jamming, having a good time. And then here is the quote unquote controversial part that I don't think I can put video footage up on my channel because, like, I don't know. As an educator, I probably shouldn't show it, because it involves pew-pews. Not actual pew-pews, no. I sound so ridiculous having to censor myself, but, censorship is a thing, even though we have the First Amendment. Yes, the U.S. is hypocritical like that. You have a First Amendment, but you'll get in trouble and possibly fired if you say the other word for pew-pew. It's BS. But anyway. This is where the little sign that we got, the yay and nay sign, come in. So, before I Don't Love You, we got to do what was called a little experiment, or a practice in democracy. Haven't done that in a while. And there were 4 individuals, all in the same outfit, with, like, kind of cloth bags over their heads. And Gerard said, if you would like to elect these officials, raise, or say nay, or not nay. If you want to elect these officials, say yay. And some of us, you know, were like, yay, you know. And then they said, if you don't want to elect these people, say nay. And we had no information on who these people were or what they stood for or anything like that, which is going to bring me to the whole point of this thing. And then they said, put up both signs. Put up both yay and nay. And so some people had yay, and some people had nay. And then 4 little trooper statue, or not trooper statue, 4 trooper cardboard cutouts with pew-pews came up and ended the 4 people. Just straight up. And again, I can't put footage of it because, you know, I really don't want to risk my channel getting in trouble. I don't want to risk getting in trouble. But that's kind of the extent of what I can explain. It's all over YouTube right now in in articles, so you can see for yourself. If you really, really, really want to know more about it, go look it up yourself. But yeah, the whole point of that, the whole statement on that was, people are voting blindly. And people don't know, or quote unquote, don't know what they're voting for. And willfully vote blindly if told to. That was a whole experiment and statement behind that. And then after that happened, Gerard thanked us for participating in democracy. Yeah. Again, the statement is, you are voting blindly. You don't know what you're voting for. And a lot of people are willfully ignorant. Sound familiar to anybody? This isn't a political channel, but as an educator, I feel like at this point I kind of have to be a little political, because my not only my career could be compromised, but my students could, be in question with how U.S. politics are right now, especially in education, and basic human rights. I won't go further in on that because, again, not political. Not a political channel, not a political video. I'm just explaining my experience at the MCR concert. We're not going to get too deep into it. So that's the thing that people were like, oh, MCR went whoa, and people are now selling their tickets over that. Even though MCR has always been political. I mean, the band was literally formed because of 9/11, which is a political event. I don't understand how some people can be fans of MCR and not know that. Like, seriously? I don't know. Maybe because it's my special interest, I expect people to know more than they do. So they go through the rest of the album. They hit Mama. For Mama, lots and lots of fire. I loved it. Like, I knew there was going to be fire at some point. I thought it was just going to be in Famous Last Words. Nope. They delivered. See, that's where the $235 went. To the fire! Literally. Literally. It was epic. But they changed the bridge to Mama, referring to one of the Instagram posts that they made a while back. After Famous Last Words, which they did have fire for. Oh, by the way, speaking of fire, I almost forgot. There was, like, some dude running across the stage on fire. And I didn't notice this until I watched the footage that I took. I'm like, wait, what? I mean, of course, it's probably like, I don't know if they call it theater fire or like synthetic fire. I don't know what kind of fire they call it, but it's definitely the fire that's not going to harm you. And I would think the band would make sure of that. So that's fine. Yeah, so Famous Last Words also had fire, and like the stage started to quote unquote burn down. And then after that song they played The End again, and Jimmy and I were all confused. When Ray had the acoustic guitar, we thought Desert Song was going to be played. We were like, wait, what? Are we going to hear Desert Song? Which is one of the more uncommon MCR songs, because it was never released on 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. Like, it may or may not have supposed to be released on... That sentence didn't make sense, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying. But it did get released with Life on the Murder Scene, which is a kind of, it's a documentary sort of thing that MCR did back in, I think, 2004, 2005. Just about the band and what they do and how they vibe. But yeah, it's a beautiful song. You should listen to it sometime. So, but no, they just played the end again. And Jimmy and I were looking at each other like, wait, what? And then we saw what was happening with the clown and the chalk outline. And long story short, because I don't think half of my footage I can't even show because of severe censorship with both YouTube and school district. Yeah. But long story short, Gerard dies and the other band members get kidnapped by the dictatorship. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a common theme throughout the tour, is there's this dictator that is running everything, who allowed the Black Parade to come back and play. Then the clown starts dancing around and lip syncing to the track Blood. I cannot discuss the ending because it is, just go find it yourself. No, I'm not sensitive to it. I actually really liked how they did the concert. I loved it entirely, and I fully agree with it. I just can't show it on my channel. That's why I'm like, go find it yourself. So once they were ready, they all came back in more casual clothes. Gerard left. He basically came out in everything but the Black Parade jacket. I don't know how he did that, because he was sweating from the first second. So, I don't know why he didn't have anything else to change into. Maybe that was his decision, because he does love to wear costumes. So, I think the only difference was he had his camo jacket instead of the Black Parade jacket. So, they did songs that weren't on the Black Parade album. Okay, so this may or may not be in order. I think it's in relative order. So here were the songs in the second set. There was I'm Not Okay. Oh yeah. Actually, something really funny that happened during I'm Not Okay, for me anyway, because Jimmy was getting our shirts. I was headbanging so hard. I mean, I thought to take off my hat. I didn't think about my glasses. And so I was headbanging so hard that my glasses fell off. It was during Ray's solo, too. But, I mean, who wouldn't be headbanging so hard their glasses fall off during Ray Toro's solo in I'm Not Okay? Our Lady of Sorrows, classic. The Ghost of You. Yep, I do. And again, I remember all of these songs, I just didn't remember the order. I mean, again, this may or may not be in order. But, I just wanted to make sure I got them all right. Na Na Na. That one was super fun. Give 'Em Hell Kid. Planetary Go. Super dancey song. Super fun. Oh, I swear. The album, like, I am not a good dancer. at all. I can't dance for anything. At least not on my own. I need some choreography here. But if there was an album that I would dance to the majority of the songs for, it'd be Danger Days. Most definitely. Heaven Help Us, Bury Me in Black, Vampires Will Never Hurt You, which is another classic. And then, of course, at the very end, Helena. It's tradition for My Chemical Romance to perform Helena as the last song for every single concert, because the origin of that song is for Gerard and Mikey's grandmother, who passed away now over 20 years ago. And it's just a beautiful song to end with in the first place, because the very last lyrics are "So long and good night," which I've always loved. Like, if My Chemical Romance were to go on tour again, I would get tickets in a heartbeat. Like, I am that one person that, like, the band members could breathe, and I would say, take my money. It was super cool, and I would do it all over again every single day if it was possible, to be honest. This band has been a huge deal for me since I was around 12. Their music has gotten me through the darkest times of my life. In which I don't want to talk about right now, but maybe eventually I will talk about, because mental health should never be stigmatized, especially in education. Educators, we do get depressed. We do get certain thoughts. We are not immune to dark times. But I won't talk about it right now, because again, this video is about MCR. Oh my god, I'm getting a little emotional just talking about it, because if my younger self knew that this was going to be a thing, I think they would have been a little stronger. And like, knowing my younger self made me really happy this happened. And I just want to tell my younger self, thank you. Thank you so much for holding on just a little longer and working so hard towards all of your goals, and still being a good person despite all of the hell you were put through. I swear, I am so happy that I lived long enough to see this. That was my concert experience for My Chemical Romance. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, awesome. If you didn't like the video, that's fine too. Be sure to comment and subscribe to see more of my videos, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!